Hi everybody, welcome to the Women's Rugby Show. My name's Cath. I'm a new recruit for the season and I'm really looking forward to sharing all the news, updates and information with you about women's rugby this year. Talking of new recruits, we might as well crack on and get to the point of this update, which is to talk about two of our Tyrrell's teams and talk about a little bit about what they've been up to over the summer to get ready for the new season, which starts this weekend, which I'm sure we're all very excited about. So in today's update, we're going to be looking at two teams, which are Loughborough Lightning and DMP Sharks, which ironically, they're the two teams that are going to be facing off against each other this weekend, which is Saturday the 21st of September, in their first match together in the Tyrrell's 15 season. So if you're about, head down to Loughborough Uni. No doubt you'll be in for a treat. Kick-off's at 3 o'clock for the first team, and then there's a development match straight after about 5 p.m. So it should be a great day of some rugby if you're around and are up for it. So let's crack on and take a look at what the two sides have to offer, what they've been up to over the season. And first up, Loughborough, who, it has to be said, had a pretty good season last year. They only just missed out on getting into the final, ended up third place after losing to Quins in the semis. But they'll be glad to say this year that their squad has remained pretty much intact. They've still got all the big names from England, the Katie Daly-McLean, Emily Scarrett, Caris Williams and Sarah Hunter are still remaining in the team this season, which I'm sure they're all very pleased about. And in fact, they're raising their international headcount in the squad this year, which I'll come on to a little bit later. But let's start with the most awkward of the signings, which is with Rachel Woosey and Kat Hobson, both of whom have joined Loughborough Lightning from DMP Sharks. Awkward. So anyway, looking at their playing history, both are pretty versatile players. Rachel started out actually as a centre, but she has the ability to play pretty much anywhere in the back line and has done in DMP Sharks in the past. And Kat, who actually started her career as a fullback, but is now a very talented back row player. Next up, we have Helen Nelson, who's a Scottish centre, although she's just actually crossed the water from Montpellier Rugby, who've been very successful. They've just won their 6th title in 7 years. So she's got a lot of experience out there in France. She's also got 22 caps for Scotland, and she'll be joining quite a strong Scottish contingent at Loughborough, with the likes of Rachel Malcolm, Sarah Bonar and Jenny Maxwell. So that'll be very exciting to see, especially with Caris Williams in the mix in the back line. That'll be a very exciting combination to watch out for. And last but certainly not least, and it's almost certainly the most high profile of signings for Loughborough, and that is Lark Davis, England's number 2, who has made the move from Worcester Warriors and is due to make her debut in pink at the weekend. Now, maybe not the most surprising of moves, seeing as where Worcester Warriors ended up last season. But I'm sure that the Loughborough coaches will be more than happy that Lark Davis has chosen their club as the place to go next in her career. And she's just returned from the Super Series. She's fighting fit and she'll be making a really strong spine for the team, along with Sarah Hunter at 8, her England buddy. So watch out, because I think they'll come out fighting. So then just a couple of quick side notes as to what's been happening with the coaching staff over the summer as well. Women's head coach Rhys Edwards, who's been with the team since around 2017. He's actually been given the Director of Rugby's job at Loughborough University after Alan Buzzer stepped down after 25 years. Now, Rhys has worked across women's rugby for a long time. He's worked with the women's RFU and he's got big plans for the women's game as a whole. So it'll be really interesting to see if this change in personnel affects the way that they play or the way that they're structured this season. And then finally, I'd just like to take a moment to reflect on Loughborough's new stash and how awesome it is. I mean, I'm not a pink girl myself, but, how can you not love this stash? It's amazing. So, what would you go for? Purple, pink? Feel free to vote below. I'm definitely coveting both and will probably be purchasing some at some point. So, on the other side of the coin, what's been happening at DMP Sharks? So, after finishing 8th 2 seasons in a row, perhaps unsurprisingly, it's been all change in the coaching staff and the team as well. In terms of signings, the club have actually made a mammoth 14 signings so far, with perhaps more to come. There is a great mix in there, some really strong young talent from both England and Scotland and the under-18s teams as well. So I'll try to do a quick rundown very quickly. So starting with the England contingent. Back row, Orla McCallion. She was at Loughborough Lightning last season, but she is now returning to what she calls her home side, back in the north. She's only 18, but she's represented Northumberland at county level, and also England under 18s as well. So it'll be exciting to see what she can offer. Also from England under 18s, we have full-back and centre Jess Cooksey. She moved from Gloucester Hartpury to start an undergrad degree at Durham University. A decision she made apparently according to the proximity of a Premier 15s club. So clearly she's a very dedicated young lady, and it'll be interesting to see what she can bring. Lauren Fisher, who, similar to Jess, also spent time in the Great Britain Sevens squad, but interestingly comes from a local league team called Pulborough. This will no doubt be quite a big step up for her. She's also studying at Durham University, so that pair will be something interesting to watch, I think. And then completing the English contingent, we have back row Caitlin Simpson, who is also joining from Gloucester Hartpury. Only 18, but she's looking to get experience and exposure at a higher level, which this will certainly do, so good luck to her. So let's look at the Scottish international signings. First up, we've got scrum half Sarah Law, who joins us from Murrayfield Wanderers, and has 38 caps to her name for Scotland, so plenty of experience to bring into the half back there. Elizabeth Musgrove, who made her name on the Sevens circuit actually, and she's only made 7 appearances for Scotland, but she's looking to develop at DMP, which will be very interesting, and seeing how she gets on, particularly with her Scottish international mates around her. And finally, fellow winger Abby Evans, who's starting a degree at Northumbria. She made her debut for Scotland actually in the 2015 Six Nations, but again is looking to develop here, so lots of exciting potential in these two. There'll also be 2 Scottish internationals joining the pack at DMP Sharks. Front row Lana Skeldon, who joins from Scotland's Premier League side Watsonians, and has 34 Scottish caps to her name. And then there's young back row Rachel McLachlan, who joins having started out as a Scottish judo champion, interestingly, and now earns a salt at blindside with 8 appearances internationally. Then joining from Harlequins, we have young lock Taya Ashworth, who's very exciting. She's made appearances at under-20s England, and Amy Lazzle, who covered fly half and centre a couple of times for the Quins Centre of Excellence team. So a couple of exciting young Quins who've decided to move and up their game at DMP Sharks, which will be very exciting to see. Also joining are Yorkshire girls back row Lois Brown and fly half centre Cara Cookland. They both joined from West Park Leeds, who took the Jill Burns County Championship title 2 years in a row. So good luck to both of those. And completing this lineup is quite a wild card. Laura Delaggio, Spain's captain. She's a tight head prop and she's a bit of an unknown. She's 29, but obviously has a lot of experience as Spain's captain. And is the oldest and most experienced of these signings. So it'll be interesting to watch what she can bring. They're definitely the team to look out for, I think, and I'm actually quite excited to watch them. I think they'll do very well this year. And with that, that's the end of today's Tyrrell's 15 update. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the information and updates to do with the world of women's rugby, don't forget to like, comment, share, and follow us on all of our different social platforms. We'll be back this weekend with all the latest updates from the first weekend of the Tyrrell's 15's Premiership, which is very, very exciting. I can't wait. Speak soon.